2,500 employees. What made you want to do that?
Yeah. The universe said you're doing this. That's how that happened. So it was, I'd never done anything at that scale. Podium was almost 1,000 employees when I left. So it was,
I mean, is there that much difference? 1,000 to 2,000 employees?
What was really different about the two companies is, so Podium got built from the ground up as like a modern SaaS metric driven business. I had any metric at my disposal at all time. And then I go here, and this is an 18-year-old bootstrap business.
Right.
Dave raised $1 million the last round in 2005, and then just built everything at break even. Like I mentioned this before, this company should not exist. A BYU student should not have been able to build this business. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it was run still like a just massive startup. Like I asked, when I would ask what's our ARR, we didn't track that.
What?
What's our gross retention? Like none of that was tracked. And so, but asking some questions, I was like, I think this is like $160 million ARR business that's profitable. And I'm pretty sure the net retention is probably close to 120. And so I was like, there's something here.
Yeah.
Joined, and that's a trippy thing to go enter that big of a business with an established culture.
Yeah.
Like that was probably the hardest part of that, was the cultural side of like easing my way in while wanting to kind of like change some things and modernize a few things without sending the messages like you were doing it wrong.
Yeah.
There's another way to do some of this stuff. So
yeah, it's just cool. I got to tip my hat again to Dave though. Dave Bateman, he got to about $1 billion valuation, still owned 50 to 60% of the company. I mean, that's really hard to achieve in today's world. Really hard, because you're going to need to raise a lot of capital and give up a lot of equity usually to get to something like that.
Wait, so prior to your involvement coming into Entrata, Dave had only raised $1 million on it?
Second that, he raised a little, it was called angel round. Now you call them seed rounds, from Gary Williams and Craig Earnshaw and those guys.
Those guys, yeah.
And then Nobu put in a bigger check a few years later.
Yeah.
That was it. Nobu's still on the board.
Yeah. Wow. And then, but now I feel like I read that Entrata's raised 500. Is it now 700?
So we did a minority round in mid 2021 after I joined. It was crazy when I went there. Nobody knew. I didn't know what it was. I actually worked at Entrata. You may not remember this. I worked at Property Solutions in 2003.
You did?
And
I don't remember that.
Dave actually so I worked there, and he was the one that was like, "You're good at this. Go do something." And that's when I went and launched Silent Whistle. So I actually worked there for about 4 months.
Wow.
I did not know that.
So, and even watching it be built, I didn't know what it had become. Like my thought was like, oh, this is like some cute apartment app thing where people pay rent. Like I had no idea. And I don't think anyone really did, but the investment community definitely knew what was going on there. Cause when I joined, it started to get out like, oh, maybe there will finally be an opportunity to put money in here. And we never even raised. And we probably had 15 term sheets. I had one texted to me by a number I didn't have in my phone.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
And then Ryan Smith and Todd Peterson, they were longtime friends and knew the company well. They were like, hey, SilverLake had just spun Qualtrics out of SAP to take them public. So Ryan's one that's like, hey, this feels like a SilverLake deal. Do you know those guys? I'm like, no, I've never talked to them. We gave them the data room, and within 24 hours, SilverLake knew that business better than we did. It was really, really impressive. Wow. So they led that minority round of 500 in mid 2021. Dragoneer came into that. Steve Young's firm, HGGC, came in.
Yeah.
And then Ryan and Todd put some cash in, and then we were off and running. And then that same group of investors about 6 months later ended up buying the founder out. And so that's still who's there now is kind of SilverLake, Dragoneer, Nobu, HGGC. And then we just brought Blackstone in for $200 million just a couple months ago.
Wow. What a roll call that is.
What was the real quick question on that fundraising? What was the decision making on that fundraise? Did Dave, kind of been bootstrapping it, taking minimal funds? Like, did you come in and collaborate with Dave on that decision and say,
for sure. Yeah.
And what was that process like? Was it like, hey, you kind of metricized the whole Entrata, dashboards and got all of the metrics in place, and you're like, wow, if we pour gasoline on this fire, we can take this thing to
the company
new heights.
The company was pretty data driven, but it wasn't data driven in a way that like an outside investor would want to see it. Like I had to help build our first customer ARR file just simple things like that. So it was more just like, I didn't really necessarily bring much new. It was more like building a translation layer from like the way it was run to like what a SilverLake would want to see.
You saw basically this company was a solid company that with some kind of more formal financial acumen brought to the table, it could go to the next level.
Yeah.
And Dave recognized you could do that for him.
Yeah. And then it needed an exec team. So that's the other thing. This is the best tech exec team I think ever assembled in Utah. They are so good. They're all way better at their job than me. Catherine Wong, longtime Omniture Domo. JT came with me from Allegiance. He was with me at Podium. He came over.
Yeah.
Nico, our CMO, came from Podium.
Well, you have a career to pull from, and you have an all-star team now.
They're really like every exec meeting. I'm like, why did you guys all come and work for me? You're all amazing.
That's awesome. You're the Pied Piper. They follow you. Okay, so what's the future of Entrata? Like, you announced this round. You achieved a $4 billion valuation on that round with Blackstone. Where are you guys going? What are you doing? What's the future? What's the next 3 to 5 years look like for Adam Edmunds?
So for the first time in my career, I'm not looking at the outcome. Like this is literally the first time I haven't been like, oh, now I can go public or Qualtrics sold for 12, so I need to sell for 12.1. Like I don't actually care.
Yeah.
We're just going to keep this thing my goal. Actually, the reason I came to
Even though
Entrata,
Ryan would probably love that $12 billion exit.
Hey, he's on the cap table. He'll be good. I came here because I'd never been a part of a generational business that would last decades. And this one I knew immediately. I'm like, this company will be here in 30 years. And those are rare. Like as big as Novell was, gone. Word Perfect, gone. The only one we've really had here in tech, because like Larry H. Miller, there's other companies, but in tech, it's really Omniture with becoming the Adobe campus. That I think that Adobe campus will be there in 10 or 20 years. And that's what this company will be. And
how well Adobe did after buying Omniture. I've heard the numbers. It's incredible. I want all the viewers and listeners hearing Adam. I want you all to know Adam was a student starting off just like any of you and the career path he's had, and he's captain of industry now, and all the things you're hearing. This is what's great about America, what's great about entrepreneurship and what you can do and what you can build. And it's not just about revenue and wealth creation, all that. The products of your companies made people's lives better.